On y'all. All right. Okay, I think it's connecting. And there we are. Okay, so I got it. Got them all hooked up. Okay, so welcome, YouTube family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Usually get about 800 to 1,000 people who watch it class later. So welcome to our YouTube family. Glad that you can join us. Either you can join now or you can join later. The link is below if you want to join in. And thank you, Miss Nana, for being in the group. She's on. Thank you so much. All right. So again, you guys, here's the deal. What I was going to tell you is the fact that the problem is when the feds make their announcement, because, and I talked about this in the video that I posted in the chat groups the other day. But what happens is that what drives interest rates is inflation numbers, and inflation numbers drive interest rates. Okay. So, because of this announcement being the first one of the year, this is going to be pretty explosive because it's going to set the tone to start the year. Okay. So, may I caution you? Okay. And I wanted to make sure everybody can hear me. Type a number 4 in the box if you can hear me, see me, and see my screen. I want to make sure you hear exactly what I'm saying. All right. May I caution you to chill out on trading if you're not experienced? May I caution you to chill out on trading if you're in a prop firm account and you're not sure what to do? Okay, professional traders, they know what to do, but a lot of you guys are just starting out. So until you get experience with how the market spikes and how to handle it and stuff like that, I want to simply caution you to stay away from the markets and just observe what the markets will do. Okay. Just be an observer. It's only going to be one day. It's not going to hurt you. You still got the rest of this year to trade. So just taking off one day because you need to learn what it's like to trade during those times. Okay. Now, if you have itching hands and you just got to trade, may I encourage you to use a very, very small lot size. Okay. So if you just feel the need, hey, this setup is just too juicy to pass up, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But use a small lot size. Manage your money. Everybody clear on what I'm saying? Type a yes. So tomorrow, the two options are either stay away from trading and observe the market, or if you feel you got a little fluff underneath your belt and you still want to go to gusto, that's cool, not a problem. It really isn't. Then just use a smaller lot size just in case. Just in case. Okay. Just in case. Everybody clear? Okay. So, realistically, I don't have a lot to talk about today because things are just, this is the first day of the real trading week of the year, and it's a little bit choppy in my opinion. It's like trying to surf when, trying to ride your boat when a storm is coming through and you getting all this chop and back and forth and back and forth. And that's what's happening. Now, I will say the JPY pairs went donkers because something's going on with the JPY itself. So when you look at the JPYs, and let me change what I did was a lot of times, by the way, side note for new people, sometimes when you have different indicators on your charts, you don't want it to be too colorful, okay, and get you all confused. So what I do sometimes is just right click, and I'll show you how to do this. You right click anywhere on your charts, go down to properties, and then I just changed all of my candles to gray, okay? But if you want to, you can go ahead and put some color back in it. So I'll do that just for the sake of argument, so you guys can see what I'm seeing on the JPY pairs, okay? So as you can see, here it is, okay? Jingling, jangling, but you can see this is AUD JPY, Swiss JPY, which I knew was going to come back up because it was a slant pattern, okay? CAD JPY, all of them shot up. They're all doing the same thing. Same thing. Okay, so that means that there's an issue with the JPY itself. Okay, the currency of the JPY itself, which, by the way, let me show you this trade taken off of Ocean Waves. For those who have Ocean, I know you'll be happy. I know you were happy with that. See, this is a simple Ocean Wave trade. And I didn't want to close it out just yet because I want to kind of show you guys this. And that's 50 pips from yesterday that you could have got if you had the Ocean Wave system. See, right here, everything was right there. MACD was right there. So basically everything lined right on up and you could have made that 50 pips on that trade. Everybody see that? Everybody see that? Okay. I don't get into analyzing particular pairs. I analyze setups. I know some people are specific on pairs that they like to trade, but me, I'm more looking for the type of setup that I'm looking for. So I don't care who has it. If you have it, then you're the candidate. Now I'm an open employer. I'm an open employer. Let me give it to you like that. I'm an open employer. A lot of people are very specific. Like, for an example, my son, he only trades gold, only. Okay. That's all he trades is gold. And matter of fact, I'm so happy for him because he just started his first prop firm challenge. He was already demo testing in prop firm challenges and doing contests in prop firm challenges as far as just using their free demo accounts without paying. But in one of them, he ranked number 9, and another one, he ranked number 11 out of all the people who was in the contest. And he was disappointed and pissed with himself. I'm like, dude, do you know how many people be trying out for that? You got thousands of people, and you rank number 9 or number 9, I think, in the first one, and number 11 in the second contest, and you're upset. So anyway, for this time, this first of the year, he decided to move on and start trading on a real live paid. You got to pay for the prop firm challenge. So he sent me a message yesterday with screenshots, and he's $200 away from passing his first prop firm challenge. And so I'm very happy for my son and his venture in trading. But all he trades is gold. So again, there's nothing wrong with it. I just particularly I don't look for particular pairs. I look for particular patterns, which is why if you're seeing when I first started this, all of my candles were pretty much grayed out because I don't need a particular pattern. I'm not looking for a particular pair. I'm looking for a particular pattern. And so therefore, it's any pair that gives me the pattern of what I'm looking for, then you're a great candidate. Okay. Robert says he used grayed out candles too. Yeah, it's just less noise. So again, I'm going to close this out because now looking at this midweek reversal time, and I see it's creating a lower high. Here's the high. Here's a high. Here's a lower high. And you can see it's bumping up against the trend line and it's stuck. Stuck, Chuck. So what you do, take your money and run. And bing, bing, just like that. Let me show you another one that was running. My stuff is out of order. I got to fix that. Y'all remember this? We talked about this one, I think, last week. Y'all remember this? And I didn't close this one out in this group account because I want you guys to see it. Simple 415er. Bing, bing. Bing, bing. See? Simple 415er. Okay? Not bad. Now, you see it's hitting beep, 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 beep. If you see this, and let me make this bigger. Let's zoom in. If you see this, what do you think you should do at this point, you guys? Oh, congratulations. John just passed this challenge yesterday. Yep, you guys got it right. Take your money and run. Take your money and run. There you go. Don't be greedy. One of the questions I get all the time is, hey, when do you know, when should I take my profits? Well, this is one of those times where when you see it stopping at a certain point and it ain't going no further, especially if you got the sexy analyst. By the way, if you're going to trade like this, it is absolutely a must that you use the simplicity with the sexy analyst. The simplicity is great and powerful, but it is even more magnified when you combine it with the sexy analyst. Okay, that's why I made the sexy analyst so dirt cheap, so that nobody has an excuse. It's less than like the commercials on TV. It's literally less than $1 a day. Okay, so if you're going to be trading, and you're, especially if you're a person who like to trade reversals or things like that, then you definitely want to get the sexy analyst and add it on here, because see, you can really see where the stopping points are. You can see where the trend lines are. These things are adjustable by themselves. So by nature, they will automatically adjust, or what you call repaint. But truth is, they're supposed to. They're built to do that, because it's no different from if you drew a trend line, but then the trend changes on it. So you could have drew a trend line on Sunday, but then if the trend changes, you got to erase the trend line you drew on Sunday and redraw a new trend line to match up with the new data. Do everybody understand that? Type of yes if that makes sense. Okay. This is why I said, if you're really going to learn some real stuff from people who really doing this. Not all this YouTube foolishness where people don't know what they talk about. I don't deal with does your indicators repaint? Yeah, well, some of them are supposed to. Some are not. Some should. They should. Okay. They should change. That's what Dr. Mouser was talking about. People hate change. Truth is, sometimes the patterns or the trends will change, and you have to know that new information. If you don't know that new information, then you're going off of old data, and that's part of the reason why you're constantly losing, because you are trying to go off of old information. When the markets, which are schizophrenic by nature, they change all the time. So some indicators, not all, some should be built so that they can adapt and adjust on the spot to match up with the new data that the market is doing. And that's what the sexy analyst is for. It's there to adjust and change on the fly when necessary. In other words, let me give it to you guys, some of you guys like this. Some of you guys have been marking up your charts for a long time. Type of 50 if you agree. And it takes a long time to go from pair to pair marking up those charts, especially if you're doing multi-time frame markups. Would you agree? Type of 60 if you agree. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Not saying not to do it the way you've been doing it, but does that make sense? Especially if you're learning from others, which I agree with their strategies. I just think that this made it so much easier for me. They talk about going all the way out to the weekly time frames, drawing up your support and resistance, your trend line supports and this and that and that. I get it. Then you go down to the daily, then you go down to the 4-hour, and then they drop down to the 15-minute. Okay. All of that is perfectly making sense. They are correct, actually. Nothing wrong with that. But that doesn't make sense to me that I got to sit there and do all of that per chart. Okay. Now, if you only have 1 or 2 pairs that you like to trade, like my son, PJ, he only likes to trade gold. So for him, it's a complete waste of time and money for him to get the sexy analyst. I would never recommend that to him, because he only trades 1 pair. So if that's the case, this is not for you. Do not waste money. Let me say this clearly. Do not waste money on indicators if you're only trading 1, 2, or 3 pairs only. If that's all you're watching, then yeah, a lot of this stuff you can go ahead and just spend the time and do it manually and stay cool with it. Save the money. I 200% agree. But if you're like me, who's looking for certain opportunities, and you're checking out each one of these pairs down here, or in your market watch, you're going through each one of these pairs looking for something specific, then why would you spend all weekend long, like I used to do, hours upon hours, marking up my charts only for them to blow through support and resistance, and then I have to redo it again? So I just missed all that time with my family. Then when the markets open, they do some shady stuff. Then I have to remark my charts all over again. But that's the reason why we built this, so that in minutes, I can just click a button when it used to take me hours going through all the pairs. So if that's you, may I suggest go ahead and get the sexy analyst. It's only $1 a day, less than $1 a day. I think 97 cents a day or something like that. But either way it goes, For me, I think it was worth the time. Plus, you can spot things a whole lot easier, such as the big question I get all the time. I get this, I've been getting the same question for years. When do you think is a good time to get out of a trade? Well, this is the reason why I'm showing you guys this example. This thing has shot up all the way up 300 pips, and we've seen this setup. I believe we talked about this one in class about a week or two ago. But anyway, the point is you were able to see when it was time to get in because it was a simple boom, boom, 415er. Okay, there it was. But now you also know when to get out because you see it sitting stuck like Chuck right here. So what would you do if you seen this? Everybody together, tell me, what would you do? If you seen this and it stopped up right here, what would you do? You're up 300 pips and it stopped up right here. And you can clearly see it stopped up and bumped up against this area. What would you do? Everybody, come on, talk to me. Everybody. You see, nobody's debating me. Nobody. Not a single person is debating me saying, well, I'm not sure. Everybody can clearly see exactly what you should do. And this is why you get the right tools for the job. It's like a contractor talking about they're going to help rebuild your bathroom, but they don't have a screwdriver, they don't have a hammer, they don't have no tools, but they're talking about, well, I'm going to just eyeball it. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Why don't you go ahead and take a lunch? And when you come back, we'll talk some more. And when they come back for lunch, make sure that door is locked. Don't let them back in. Why? Because you're coming in to do a job and you ain't even got the right tools. Everybody understand what I'm saying here? Get the tools for the job. When I went to this pay right here, not a single one of you guys debated me saying, yeah, well, I think, no, you clearly can see it sitting up against the trend lines on the 4-hour. It's creating a lower high. Now, can it possibly go higher? Yeah, it can. But if you're up 40, 50 pips, would you want to gamble with this, looking at this? Yes or no? Type, 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 type. Type, 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 type. Come on, this is just no-brainer stuff. This is what I dealt with for many years from people who was criticizing me, talking about, oh, he this and he got these repainting. Okay, that's cool. Keep on debating. But I see I've outlasted my critics because I was right. You don't want to be greedy when you clearly see evidence. And this is all we're doing. We're just doing evidence-based trading. It's just based off evidence. It can go higher. It may come up and retest this level. But do you want a chance at seeing that it's stopping right here, pausing and creating a lower high? Me personally, no. Let me not be greedy. Let me just get what I can and get up out of here. Because it is what day? What day of the week is it, everybody? Please type, 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 type. You've been here long enough. What day of the week is this? There you go. Midweek reversal. Midweek reversal time. Trends in the beginning of the week, which we saw, and then it tends to reverse sometimes in the middle of the week. So could it go further? It could. Do you want to chance it? I wouldn't. Me personally, no, I'm good. I'm all right. Take what you can, call it a blessing, and keep it moving. Everybody very clear on this. Never forget one guy that I learned from, he said, when is a good time to take your profit? Anytime. Anytime. It's better for you to make something than for you to not make anything at all. Everybody understand that? Which, by the way, I took 4 trades, I think, this week. I only lost one, which was only like 24 pips. It was only a 24 pip loss or something like that. But the other 3 were cool. But one of them was fine. One of them I made 10 pips on and this and that. Look, I'm doing a grab and go because I knew the market is what? Choppy and sketchy. So when you're dealing with that kind of choppy kind of situation, hey, grab and go, get what you can get. Don't worry about how much further it could go. It could go further, but it may not. It may not. By the way, this USD JPY in the signals group and for the copycat group, you guys have made money because this is one of the ones that Dr. Elvis had did. Okay, so you should have made, if you're in the copy group, getting the copy trades now, Okay, so people are confirming. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're in the signals group or the copy group, you made money on this one already. Okay. Because this is one Dr. Elvis had sent out. Okay. So good for that. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Good. So you guys are seeing profits. Okay. And let me say one more thing about that, and then I'll open it up for questions. Because again, as you can see, the market really isn't moving at this point. Why? Because it's doing exactly what I told you. Tomorrow is the big day. So while I've been talking to you and going through these charts, have you really seen much movement? No, no. Okay. No, you haven't seen much movement. Why? Because it's preparing. It's getting prepared. So if the market itself is getting prepared, what does that tell you you should be doing? If the market ain't moving much because it's getting ready for the big showdown tomorrow, what does that tell you you should be doing? See, this is just no-brainer stuff, y'all. No-brainer. And let me say this. Let me say this last point. I mean, you guys can start raising your hand. If you're in the YouTube channel and you have questions, just hit the link below and come on in to the live session. I'll be more than happy to answer questions for you as well. But let me say this to you guys. Historically, even last year, and I wish I would have saved it, I cleared it and reset the month-to-month results chart, but I should have saved it so you guys could actually have seen it for yourself. You'll see that historically, even last year in our signals group, I mean, we smashed records. There's a lot of companies out there providing signals. And when you compare what we did last year compared to what they did, for an example, I think we're the only group on the planet that actually in one group alone under Ms. Jenny's leadership, since we started this signals group, have reached over 1 million pips. I have not heard of any other group who've ever done that on the planet. Matter of fact, we did contact the Guinness Book of World Records. They just haven't responded back, but we're trying to get into trying to get her into the Guinness Book of World Records because for trading and in pips in that arena, making 1 million pips, and nobody can debate it because it's happening live in the session. Okay. And that's separate from the signal service. So what we did last year was completely phenomenal in our little space. And we're such a small group, but yet we're doing better than the big kahunas that's charging you $250, $300 a month to be with their services. And people are coming in and out like a revolving door, canceling because guess what? They don't like them high prices they're paying these other companies, and they're not even making any money for them. Okay. They're not. They're just not. Okay. I know some of these companies. Okay. But anyway, the point is that historically, though, January is a tough month because it's getting itself reset from last year, getting itself back on track. So if you're struggling a little bit in January, do not take it personal. It's not that big of a deal because January historically is a sketchy month. Okay. It's the beginning of the year. And then after that, the year sets into its pace and so forth and so forth. So last year, even though we broke records and did all those things, January was our worst month. And then from there, it just smoothed out and we just went on a phenomenal tear of positive results at the end of the year. Okay. Starting from mid-January going on forward, it was pretty much smooth sailing. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and get some hands. Let me go ahead and ask Robert. Robert is first. Go ahead and unmute.
There we go.
Okay, cool. Hi.
Basically, and I'll share these screenshots from time to time.
Okay.
As far as copycat at the moment, up 2.48% on a $10,000 challenge.
Wow, congrats.
And you got to remember the first few days we started out with really, really low lot sizes. So
Yes. So you're up 2.4% on the 10K account already?
2.48.
2.48. And everybody hear that? Yeah. Man.
And I ain't touched a damn thing. So
yeah, that's the beautiful part about it. Everybody likes because you know
it's the less I touch it, the better things work.
Exactly.
And showing a profit factor, Jenny said profit factor was important. I'm not sure what it is. I need to research that. It's she said anything over 2 is what she looks for. It's at 7.5 at the moment.
Yes. And let me say this, if you were to take this same numbers, and how long have you been with the copy service?
Since last week. Since the first day you started.
Yes, correct. Okay. The reason I asked that is because if you were go to if you were to go to Wall Street and speak to Wall Street investors and talk to their investors and say, hey, we made you 2% in less than a month, in less than 2 weeks, do you know they'll go donkers? Because
At
that's
this point, I'm so comfortable with this one. I have a second challenge with top tier for 25,000. I was testing using other signal services and TS copier, and there's a couple of them that do really good. The rest of them seems to be like they're trash.
yeah,
Even though somebody reviewed and said they were good.
yep,
So I've already requested to have one of my copycats onto that broker account.
yeah, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the testimony. But yeah, that's my point. We know there's other companies out there who's, in our space doing what we do, but the truth of the matter is they're not getting the results that we're getting. They're just not. But they just have a great marketing campaign. They just really do. And which is something I have to tighten up on, to get things better for us. But outside of that, yeah, they focus really, really hard on putting their money into advertising and SEO and this and that to really, make themselves really look good, and people go for it. But the results is just not happening. And we're focused more on the results and making sure we are trying to make people money, and improve people's lives. So I appreciate that testimony, brother. Uh-oh, Rob, I think he dropped off. Sorry about that, bro. All right, let me get to the next hand. The general. Go ahead and unmute. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that, bro. By the way, if anybody want to sign up for the copycat service, just go to superezforex.com and you'll see the link, or you can go to supereasycopycat.com. Okay?
Uncle Pete, my brother from another mother.
What's happening with you, man?
What's going on, man? Hey,
Chilling.
hey, man. Listen. I've been trying to spread the word on the copy trader. I'm telling these folks, like, listen, if you don't even know about Forex, just listen to me. I'm going to show you, it's crazy out here. Man, listen, hey, I just heard them stats from that young man before. That is so wild, because I literally just told myself like 3 days ago, I'm about to get a copy trader myself, and I'm going to have 3 accounts, one for my wife and my oldest 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let it run for the whole year. And then it's going to be Merry Christmas at the end of the year. Here you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But so with the copy trader, do you have to, once the trade is entered, if you want to exit the trade, so you have to exit the trade yourself, correct?
No.
Like if you want to get out the trade? No?
It does everything. So for an example, let's just say that you had the copy trader right now,
Yes,
and
sir.
I place the trade right here. Okay. Right now. Okay.
Mhm.
The moment I open the trade, it opens on yours. The moment I adjust the stop loss or put the take profit, it does it on yours. The moment I close the trade, it closes out on yours. There's literally nothing you do. Your computer, what the copy trade does, we do the work, and everything that we're doing on our end, on our account, it automatically does it on yours. So sometimes, for an example, which is why we brought the copy trader out, in the signals group, sometimes Mr. Elvis said, hey, let's adjust our stops. Well, a lot of people were at work and they couldn't adjust their stops because they were at work. Well, you don't have to worry about that no more, because when he goes in on his accounts and adjusts the stops and adjusts take profits, it automatically will adjust on yours. When he closes out the trade, it closes out on yours.
Uncle Pete.
It's literally 100% hands-free. Leave your computer running, and that's the biggest question that people ask. Well, what is my responsibility? Find a computer or a VPS, which is an online computer that you can rent online, set it up, and just don't touch it. Leave it alone.
Uncle Pete, guess what?
Hmm.
I knew that already. The only reason I asked you is because I had to get you on video so I can share it with these people I'm trying to tell so they can go and get it. That's the only reason I asked you that question just now. That's it. Just to prove I ain't playing.
And
Hey,
it's
man.
on the website too. And which, by the way, here's the best thing, which when we were building the website, at the last minute, I thought about it and I talked to Nancy and I said, babe, you know what I need to do? I said, let me shoot a video and put it on the website on the homepage. So if you scroll down, just take them to the website, supereasycopycat.com. And when
Yep.
they get there, have them play that video because the video shows two accounts. One is one where I took a trade, and the other one is just the copier, the one where the copycat. And it literally will show them when I took a trade on this account, it took it on this. When I closed it, it did this. So I went through a little short video on the video. It's only like a minute or two, but it's a clear demonstration for visual purposes so that people can really see this is all you do. You set it up and leave it alone. Just leave it running.
Yes, sir. Man,
Yep.
look. So I do credit repair, and I'm trying to get my clients to sign up because it's like, hey, I'm about to change your life with Uncle P. You need to come on. So it's gonna get crazy. So I did have one question. I was thinking about it. So remember last week when I was telling you I was holding my trades
Mhm.
from the last Zoom? So
Yep.
I noticed on, I think it was Monday. Yeah, it had to be Monday because I was following the times we talked about and everything. So
Mhm.
Monday, I noticed that like the trades I had in, some was trending, and
Mhm.
then like some started to reverse on Monday.
Mhm.
So is that like something we should like? Because I
Yeah.
know Tuesday is usually the day, but
You guys about days of exceptions or exceptional days. I had taught you guys about that. And the reason why is because certain pairs, if they shot well beyond their boundaries on the prior week, then sometimes you will see early reversals happening because they went way too far past their boundaries. So that is what I call days of exception or exceptional days, where there are exceptions that's going to happen in the market every once in a while, where the market just has to correct. So yes, that's the reason why even before you take a trend trade on the ocean wave, this is why we double check with the other system just to see what's going on, because that can happen. And that's again due to it's trying to come back, in my opinion, it's trying to come back and correct its overcorrection. It's overzealous move that it did.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Easy money. Hey,
Yeah.
it's easy money with Uncle P, baby. Hey, look, my birthday Saturday. I'm buying Ocean Wave on Monday, Martin Luther King Day. So we finna get crazy out here.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate you, brother.
I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm trying to get over here to work. I'm about to be there, man. But
Happy.
I appreciate everything you're doing,
I
man.
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, just a heads up for everybody who I don't know if you guys, how many of you guys seen my interview I did with Calvin on about a month or two ago? We actually recorded it well before then, but he get it edited and all that kind of stuff. Type of 40 in the box if you've seen that interview with Calvin. If you haven't, go check it out. Okay, good. So a lot of you guys seen it. Well, good news is he contacted me this week saying, "Hey, Uncle P, I want to bring you back on." So I was like, "Whoa, I feel honored." All the people that he's interviewed, a lot of big time people in the industry, and so he asked me to come back on and do a second video, a second interview. It was actually supposed to take place on yesterday, but due to weather situations, we changed it because I was supposed to have recorded with him yesterday, but we're going to move it till tomorrow. Okay. Now let me tell you guys something. Y'all want to hear something real quick before I get to the rest of these hands? Type of 4 in the box. I want to give somebody some encouragement. Who needs a word of encouragement? I ain't no pastor, preacher, none of that stuff. But who needs a word of so a little encouragement? All right. Let me tell you guys what's actually going on. I wish you was here in my office so you can see this. For the absolute longest, I bought my custom built, amazing gaming computer with all the flashing lights on the inside where you can see inside of it and it's real bougie and everything else, right? Me and Calvin were talking and he had asked me, "Hey, how soon can you do it?" I said, "Well, it's up to you, man. We can go tomorrow," which was on Monday, was when we were chatting. Just side note, for those who need to hear something because you think things be bad and you think, maybe this isn't for me. Okay. Let me tell you all this. This is why I don't get into that stuff. Maybe God is saying this is not for me. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't get into that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Monday he contacted me and I said, okay, yeah, man, it's all good. You know, we can go to do it tomorrow around. And so we set the time. And then Nancy came in later and she said, babe, there's a storm coming through. And so I said, oh boy. And it was all over the news. And so I said, okay, well, let me hit him back. I said, hey, man, I do apologize, but why don't we reschedule it and just do it on Thursday? Because my wife just informed me, and now I'm seeing it all over the news. There's a huge storm coming through. And so let me go ahead and reschedule. And he said, oh, okay, it's all good, man. No problem. He said, safety first. And that was our last message. That was our message to each other. The storm come through. We have power outages. And I got, everything on circuit breaker, surge protectors and this and that. And the power went out twice. So thank God I didn't do it yesterday and use wisdom. But do you know that nothing in this house, watch this, nothing in this house got damaged except for one thing. What do you think it is? What do you think? Take a guess. Nothing got damaged in this house except for my computer. You got it. And it has everything on it. And now it won't work. Technically, thank God for a job I used to work at years ago at this medical supply place, because had I not worked at that place, I never would have known that there is a way where right now I have all my screens running, everything is running and functioning, but technically it's all functioning off of my laptop. And I was scrambling all last night, getting the parts, pieces, and the connections to be able to put it together so I wouldn't miss class for you guys today. The very thing I needed to do my interview for tomorrow got damaged. So the moment this class is over, I got to rush this computer out and hopefully they can fix it. If not, I'll have to figure something else out, because what he wanted me to do is do a training on trade setups and trading styles. And I wanted to use my main computer to do it. And the thing got completely wrecked. That's the only thing that got tore up. Here's why I'm bringing this to your attention, especially at the beginning of this year. Some of you guys need some encouragement. Oftentimes, when you set foot to do something impactful or to make a quote unquote change, like Dr. Miles Monroe said, you're assuming that things are going to go right because you're trying to do the right thing and make changes. Type of 50 in the box if you hear what I'm saying. This is for everybody. You're going to run up against opposition. You're going to run up against discouragement. You're going to run up against things that you didn't assume you should have been having to deal with. And it's going to break your heart sometimes. But your only choice is one thing. Keep it moving, player. Keep it moving. I was very disappointed. And I allowed myself about 30 minutes, 15 minutes, no, about 15 minutes to grieve. And then I had to click the switch in my head and say, okay, what solution can I come up with? And I just said, you know what? Let me start figuring something out. I have a choice to sit here and be upset and cry and be frustrated, or I can find a way around this obstacle and keep it moving. The choice is mine. And the choice is yours. It's about the choice of moving forward. Let me give you guys a tip. For anybody who, and I know this is not about Forex, but I'm your uncle. And I want you to hear me good. If you're dealing with levels of attack or depression, the only thing, hear me good, the only thing that's going to get you through is not laying in that bed, not wondering why people do what they do and why they did what they did to you. You got one choice and one choice only. And that is to get your butt up and keep it moving. Forward progress alleviates the pain of the attacks that happens in your life. I've been attacked for so long, for so many years. Some I knew about, some I expected, some came out of the blue. And only one thing constantly keeps me going forward. And that's knowing that moving forward is the only solution I have. Sitting here wasting time wondering why this and why that, why me, why am I always, but that doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Let me say this one thing and let me move forward because this ain't got nothing to do with it. But I want to get back on task or answer questions. And then let me get up out of here because I got 14 minutes and I got to be done. Let me tell y'all something. I had to look in the eyes of a person who attempted to destroy me. And the vindication was my progress in life. Did you hear what I said? Type 100 in the box if you heard me. My vindication was for them to see how well I've done despite what you tried to do to me. And what you did to me, it almost worked. Except for one thing they never can plan on. And that's your tenacity and your aggressiveness to get back on your feet and keep it moving anyway. You lost a prop firm challenge? Go back to the drawing board, figure out what mistakes you made, and go again. You lost a job that you dedicated yourself to? Get back on the drawing board and go do something different. The only thing you cannot afford to do is sit on your butt whining and crying. Because it ain't going to make a difference. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave this alone because it's going to be touchy. Truth of the matter is, I love God and God loves me. But one thing I learned about God, I can cry all day. But at the end of the day, you praying for a solution, he's going to give you an action plan. Why? Because he's a God of forward movement. I didn't understand that then, but I understand him now. You keep praying for God to do this and do that, and he keeps trying to give you an action plan. And because it requires some participation on your point, you ain't listening. And you wonder why you're still stuck in that situation. Because he's waiting for you to get off your Rumpelstiltskin and get some action in place. If you read your Bible, you'll see that every time people prayed for a solution or for him to come in and intervene, he gave them a solution, a plan, movement. And the reason you've been overtaken with the changes in your life that you didn't expect or want is because you're allowing it. You're refusing to move of your own accord, so life is just abusing you. And so are people, because you're allowing it. But the moment you say no more, and you take the necessary steps to correct the matter, things will change. So don't tell me Happy New Year. It's not a Happy New Year for you, because until you're willing to do something different this year, last year is going to look like this year, and this year is going to look like last year, because it's all waiting on you to get some steps in place. If you hear me, type a 200 in a box. This may be the most important thing you hear from me all year long. You want to hear about Forex, and the truth is God may be trying to get you to move forward in an area where you're stuck. And you're constantly waiting for other people to change, and they will never change. They like what they're doing. And I don't care if it's a significant other, it could be even your rotten, spoiled kids disrespecting you. Until you lay down the law of the land and you become the ruler of that home again, don't expect change. So don't pray about something that you don't want to participate in. Because when you pray about things, God gives you solutions and action plans. So if you don't want to take no action, stop praying. And that's real talk. I don't like change. You better start liking it, because that's the only thing going to get you up out that situation. And stop expecting it from other people. And let me say one more thing to you. Why would you keep expecting other people to change and you don't want to change? They're just like you. They're comfortable in what they're doing, even at your expense. But they're comfortable. You don't want to change, but you're expecting them to change. So both of y'all stuck on stupid. Problem is, you're the one receiving the bad end of the stick. So you crying for prayer, and God fix this. And he's saying, okay, then change. Well, God, can you change them? No, you change. Type of 500 if you hear exactly what I'm saying to you. This year, get it together. Whining and crying, calling all the friends on your list, posting about your pitiful situation. It ain't going to do about the situation. One thing will. Get your butt up, dust them cheeks off, put a plan in place, and get at it, one step at a time. That is your New Year's plan. Now, let me get back to these questions, and then I got to get out of here. All right, let's get back to it. Rudabelle?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm new.
Good.
So bored. Right. So I installed Simplicity Transfer and Simplicity Scanner. And I learn best when I play with real money, not in demo. So I just opened a small account, £1,000, and I some trades. Because I guess I didn't know how I was using the scanner properly. So I just looked for other conditions to meet the rules, and they seemed like they have. All those trades turned against me. So I guess my question is, where do I go to learn properly? Is it one of the signal groups, maybe?
Oh, no. What kind of trades? Do you have some examples so we can actually look at the charts together and make some corrections, adjustments?
Yeah, so I've done GBP, JPY, which closed out.
Okay, yeah. So number one, as you can see, it's breaking through. Why would this one have lost?
I have put it just above the previous candle, the stop loss. So
Nope. Nope. Everybody in the group, why would this one have lost? What did I say about what happened with this? Look at the chat boxes. Look at the chat box. What did I say happened with the JPYs?
yes.
That's exactly right. Never take it personal sometimes. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. So let me show you a tip. Okay, here's the tip. Whenever I lose a trade, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to other pairs that have similar current connections. So it was GBP, JPY, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to AJ. What do you see it doing?
Same thing. Gone up.
Okay, Swiss JPY. What is it doing?
Same thing.
Add JPY. What is it doing?
Again, the same thing. Yeah.
NZD JPY. What is it doing?
Yeah. All gone up.
Okay, so did you do anything wrong?
No.
No, exactly my point. Sometimes, and this is the part that's going to be tough to chew when we lose trades. Sometimes it really has nothing to do with your setup, has nothing to do with indicators, has nothing to do with it. There was economic data that came out in that country, and as a result of that economic data, it caused that pair to spike, or the pairs going against it. So in other words, any pair that was going against the JPY went up, which means the JPY, or the Japanese currency, is dropping like a rock because of something going on over there. Now, do we know exactly what that is? We don't know what that is, but the truth is all of these are doing the same thing at the exact same time. So we know it was nothing personal that we did wrong. It's just some economic data or something came out over there in Japan, and it's affecting their currency. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. Is the same happening with CAD, CHF?
Yeah. CAD Swiss. Yeah. So Cat Swiss is just sitting there. It's not moving much, as you can see. Yeah, it's not budging. But again, if I was to do anything, I would be in a buy situation because as you can see, it's sitting in a low area. Here's the low section. Hold on one second.
Okay, well, I'm in a sell situation, so I better close it down.
Oh, I wouldn't be in the sale. Why would you, what caused you to sell this?
I don't know. It's whatever I looked at yesterday, it came in as a sell arrow.
Yeah.
Also,
Hold
I
on.
have
Wait. I'm glad you're here. Okay.
Okay.
It gives me nothing that tells me, let me kind of clean this up. Give me 1 second real quick. Hold on. No, I'm glad you're here with me. Glad you're here. Remember, in my trainings, I told you guys, I don't take every arrow I see. I don't. All right, I'm gonna get rid of these supply and demand zones. Kind of make this real plain and simple. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. So right here, I could get an arrow, but what is the first thing I need to be checking? What time frame?
2 higher time frames.
Yes, what's the main one I'm always talking about, even in the trainings?
I'm 15. I'm 30. I'm 4 hour.
4 hour. 4 hour. That's my baseline. I'm checking first. What does the 4 hour tell me? Should I be selling anything?
No.
Bingo, sis. So put in your notes, check the higher time frame, minimum 4 hour. Because clearly you can see that, yes, it may have been a short pullback on the lower time frame, but do you want to be in that when the higher time frame is in a buy area? It's heading up on the higher time frame. You see that?
Yes.
I don't want to be in no sale. So
Okay.
this is why we be very cautious whenever we get arrows or alerts. It can show a setup, but our job is to do due diligence to make absolutely certain that it lines up with other factors. This is the reason why I never built robots. A lot of people say, "Hey, Uncle P, build a trading robot." Just this is part of the reason why, because it won't be able to diagnose certain other things that I look for outside of just the arrow setup. So always look at that higher time frame and check that 4 hour and say, okay, does this make sense for me to take a sell trade when this is trending upwards on the 4 hour? Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Hold on 1 second, sis. Hold on. Oh no. Oh, that's why. Sorry. Ooh, I was getting nervous. All right, hold on. Let me do this. Give me a second. All right, let me do. There we go. Now it opened up. So now let me just draw this. Okay. So look at this. What do you see that doing?
Going up.
Okay. Do you want to sell anything?
I'll close it down.
There you go. You got it. Okay. What's your next question?
Where would you recommend someone who wants to learn? Because like I know you do copy trade, but I want to understand it myself more. So which group should I join?
Well, to be honest with you, you can join the Signals group and you can learn from Ms. Jenny as well. She does classes twice a week.
Okay.
And you can learn in there. That I would recommend her all day long. If you want to learn some real breakdowns and as she goes through the charts, and you can ask her questions as well. So I would just join the regular Signals group. Because the copy trader there's no teaching. You just set it up and we're trading for you. You're not even doing anything. Okay. So there's no chat groups. There's no nothing. You just set it up and you walk away and enjoy your life and check on it once a month. That's what that is. Okay. But if you want to actually get further education, I know Dr. Elvis does a little chat group on Sunday nights where you can talk with him, but then twice a week, you can join Ms. Jenny's live trade sessions and be trading live with her. So I would recommend doing that. Do the Signals group. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you came to class, by the way, sis, so we can look at these corrections and just make simple adjustments, because that's all it is, just simple adjustments. Okay. Let's go to D. Deborah, go ahead and unmute.
Good morning, Uncle P. This is Deborah. Hey,
Hi.
I have a quick question for you. I'm hoping it'll be quick, but please let me know if this is not the environment, if I need to send a message to the support group. In my, I have the ocean wave theory, the ocean wave system. And when I set it up, everything is set up fine, but when I go to my watch list,
Mhm.
it doesn't show. My symbol column is very light, like I can't see it. The other two columns are fine, but I have to actually click on the symbol itself and actually in order to see what it is. Is there something in my settings that I can change?
You talking about this right here, your market watch?
Uh-huh. Yep, I can't see like those, like my symbols doesn't appear unless I click on each and every one of them.
You know what? That was something you're going to have to check with your broker because our system has nothing to do with the market watch. That's their platform. There's an issue with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
our trading systems have nothing to do with this. Yeah, that's
Okay.
something brokers should be able to assist with. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. That's my only question. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to class. By the way, I like your name because my auntie's name was that, Deborah. Haven't heard that name in years. Okay. All right. Let's go to Sabrina. Go ahead and unmute.
Hey, Uncle P, Happy New Year's.
Same to you. Same to you.
Two questions.
Okay.
One, last week you showed a sister how to get in a trade, how to get out, all of that. But then you were showing her the one-to-one. How did you add the one-to-one? I looked over that video and I couldn't get it. I guess, are you adding the numbers on the side? From my side, it's the right side, the ones all the way over on the right side. How are you adding the one-to-one? Does that make sense?
No.
Well, I know it was like she went up, or you went up, it was like 30, and you was telling her something about, okay, well, this said you told her to give you the back of the numbers. So it was like 292. You said drop the last number. It ended up being 29. And then you put in did something at the bottom, and you said, okay, well, this is the one-to-one. You got to go down. You got to go 29 points or something you was doing.
Yeah, let me show you this. Now, I am not a fan of the MT5 at all, by the way, everybody.
No, I'm on MT4.
Yeah, I know. But we are working on the MT5 indicators. We're slowly making it through our list of indicators because I was going to release some at a time, but I'm like, that's going to be too chaotic. Let me just get them all done and then make it available to everybody once they're all ready. So, but I will say the MT5, when it comes to setting a stop loss and take profit on the mobile version, I do like that. That's the only thing they did right. But anyway, let me show this. All right, so I'm going to click, and I'm just going to go through the whole process, and then we can stop it wherever you need me to, okay? So let's just take a sell trade, which I wouldn't do it right now. Please, y'all don't do it, because again, the buy is weak and it could break up. So anyway, I'm going to take a sell trade right here. Okay, so I'm going to right click, and let's just select amount, and I'm going to right here, because I say, okay, well, I think it's sitting at a resistance level. I'm going to go ahead and sell. Now, you see this green line is in place, which shows my entry, correct?
Right.
I'm just going to hover over it and then drag it upwards to put my stop. Now, over here is what I was showing. You will see when you're moving it, you'll see that line right there, or you can hover your mouse over it. And what does it say at the bottom? It says pips. What number do it?
It's saying 297, and you told her to drop that 7, and it ended up being 29.
Got it.
For the one-to-one.
All right. So now to make this one-to-one, so how many pips is my stop loss?
29.
29. So now I go right back to my entry line and I drag downwards for my take profit or my target. And right there, okay, and we'll hover our mouse over it. And that says 28 point something. If I hover it a little bit and keep adjusting it, then it shows it. It's basically 30 pips.
Okay.
And
but you did it from that right side, right? That's where you added your numbers?
No, what you see right here?
Okay, yeah.
Watch this. I'm going to do it again. From your entry, you're just holding down on your left mouse and drag it down.
Okay.
Watch this. Keep your eye on this side. Keep your eye on this side. Watch this. I'm going to do it again. Keep your eye on this side. Because as I'm dragging it and setting it, it's showing me the numbers. See? It's showing it. 15.
Right, where that red box is. I mean, where the red is.
Yeah, over here.
Okay.
I'm going to do it again.
I'm on my phone, so it's not showing me too much.
That's cool. But when you're dragging it in place, it's actually showing you the numbers, and it's showing 263, which dropped the last number. That means I'm at 26 pips. Move it down a little bit more, and right here, about right there, I'm literally at 296. Drop the last number. I'm at 29 pips exactly. So as you're dragging these lines, look to your left-hand side, and it'll show you the numbers themselves. So I'm not looking at this number over here. I'm looking
Oh,
here because see, watch this. And when you go back and watch this replay, you'll see it. The more I drag this number, that number over there on the left side is showing. Okay. The
okay. Oh, okay. Got you.
quarter
I
number
see it.
is showing how much money I can make on this trade, and it's showing how many pips. Which right now, if I put it right here, I'm at 532. Drop the last number,
Mm,
53 pips. If I move
got
it, you can wiggle this thing around. So it has nothing to do with the numbers on this side at all. It's just when
okay.
you look to your left hand side. See these little numbers here?
Yes, I see them now.
Okay.
Okay.
What happens is when I'm moving this, you'll see it to add more numbers, which input how much profit I'm gonna make, how much money, and how many pips it is. So that's how I'm doing it.
Okay, got you on that one. I understand that now.
Oh,
The
good.
second thing is I'm happy for the copy trader. I haven't gotten it yet though, because I wanted to make sure I understand it because I'm still trying to learn this trading altogether. But I want you to go ahead and make that money for me. So I need to have
Let me say this too, for everybody who has any questions about it, just go on Super Easy Copycat, superezcopycat.com and click on the video that's on the main page. And then literally within 2 minutes, you're gonna know exactly how that thing works. Because I did a visualization so that everybody can see one half of the screen is a trade, is me taking trades, and the other half is you, where you just seeing the copy trade just sitting there, and you see when I entered the trade, it went on yours. When I adjusted the stop loss to take profit, it went on yours. And when I closed the trade out, it went on yours. So literally, you just sit it up and just leave it alone.
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
just leave it alone. Check it once a month. That's what I tell people. Check it once a month.
Okay, this is my last question, I promise. I have to have a live account for that,
You
for
can
the
use
copy trade.
live or demo. It's up to you.
Okay.
Because it works
Okay.
with 3 accounts, which by the way, the 3 accounts are changeable because we do know some people are using prop firms. And so yeah, you can do whatever you want. So you can just send a note update to the license department if you need to change them out, but you can use it up to 3 accounts. So basically you can start with one demo, and if you like it, add another and add another. You can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Tell Auntie Nancy I say hi and you enjoy the rest of your day.
So much.
Thank
Cool. All right. Jay, go ahead and unmute.
Hey, Mr. P, how we doing today?
Okay, how are you?
I'm back again.
Yes, sir.
I'm so happy to be here in this group. It's a blessing every day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question is about the scanner that it comes with the Ocean Way.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you go to setting, it comes already period, I think number 10, I could say, or 5, something like that.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
You know when you go to the scanner settings,
Okay. On the Ocean.
like the Ocean Way scanner, right? And then you go to settings of the scanner.
Apologize. This is my other computer, so I don't have it. Okay, but go ahead.
Okay, automatically comes manufacturer setup like a 10 period thing, right? 10 period or 5 period, something like that. For you to get the signal faster, the lower that you have the period, I could say.
Yeah, but wait, we don't have a trim period on it.
Well, you change the setting to get more signal or less signal. Probably I'm spelling it wrong.
No, you can change the time frames that you're looking at, but there's no trim period. There's the trim period settings is only for simplicity. We have that, or for the 2 Easy system, but Ocean Wave, it doesn't have that. We didn't build it in there. It's specifically looking for arrows on the trim wave. That's all it does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So
make sure tutorials because you'll see that it has no discussion about trim periods in there about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, the Ocean Way, we had set trim periods in here because you can adjust trim periods with simplicity and with the 2 Easy system. So that's the reason why you can adjust the trim periods with those. But with the Ocean Wave, it's looking for something completely different. So there's no trim period setting in there at all for it. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead to Erica. Erica, go ahead and unmute.
Hi, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes. All right.
Okay. So I have a question about the 430 strategy or maybe the 415. So
Okay.
when we're looking for a setup, and this is say for instance, we take this pair for instance, you know where the white lines are. We're looking for confluences, right? Off the trend lines and off these that support and resistance or the support.
Yep.
When we drop down to the lower time frame, let's just say the 30, and we're looking for an alert or an arrow.
Hold on one second. Let me do this for you since we're talking.
Okay.
All right, so this one, it came down to the 50% retracement Fibonacci. This, let me say this to everybody. This is why you have to have the sexy analyst, because with this strategy, if you don't have sexy, it's going to be hard for you to see it. Okay. So it already has some pre-built in Fibonacci, support levels, trend lines, and certain things you want to look for. Okay. So for an example, if we were to take a look at this one, which by the way, you want me to go over something better, sis?
No, we can use this one as an example.
Okay.
I'm at
This-
work, so I'm trying to get my question in.
Yeah, I got
So
you.
let's just say we have that one and we drop down to the M30 and we're looking for an alert.
Right
I
here.
guess my question is, yeah, sometimes what I see is when I drop down to the lower time frame, I do have a 60 analyst in I have everything.
Good.
Sometimes I see the inner support resistant boxes. Sometimes I see price action running into maybe, let's just say price action was running into the resistance, inner resistance box. Do we still take the trade or are we just basing off the alert from that standpoint?
With the 430 strategy, where's most of the analytics being done? Where's your analysis? What time frame are you really doing all of your analysis?
The 4 hour.
4 hour. What are we doing? Only thing I need, one thing on the 30. What is that?
The alert, the arrow.
That's all I
That's
need.
it?
That's it.
Okay. I was getting myself confused. I'm like, okay, I'm getting some little resistance here. Should I take it or not? So I don't take it.
Hold on one second. That's the reason why I didn't want. Remember, I was trying to tell you, I've got a better example than this one right here because this one only has one hit, which is still cool. It worked out, but this one had much more data that I wanted to share with you as an example. Why do I say that? So this one is outside of the trend line, so you didn't know for sure whether this was it or not. It only had one candle that went real quick and jumped up out of there, which means news event candle. So this one, even though it hit smack dab on the 50 support and everything else, this one was a little bit questionable. This one down here is sitting on the trend line, as you can see, sitting on support. If you're in the signals group, you got the daily dot. So this one, it felt a little bit more comfortable. Why? Because it had more candles showing that this is indeed a strong what? Support level. Does that make sense, sis?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I wasn't trying to pause you from answering your question. I was just trying to let you know, hey, I see this one, but let me go to a better example that I would have felt more warm and fuzzy. Because not only am I looking for confluence with all of the indicators, but price action itself with multiple candles is a confluence in and of itself.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now let's drop down to this one. Okay. And as you can see, here it was. This is where the arrow came in right here, and it also shot up. So both of them won, don't get me wrong, but which one, if I was just on me by myself on a normal basis, I see all the confluences, I get all that, but I also want to see a little bit more of the candle action, seeing that, hey, indeed, you're trying to break through this level. Price action itself is saying, you ain't going. You're sitting on the trend line. You're sitting on support. This one had a lot more confluence, in my opinion, than this one did, if that makes sense. That's the only reason why I was trying to take you to this example, not this one.
Okay.
Does it make
Okay. Yes, it does.
Yeah, the more the merrier. But again, this one was golden goose too. This one golden goose. You had half that 50% retracement, hitting on support, came out and popped up. Yeah, it still worked out.
Okay. That answered my question. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Erica. Great question, by the way. Love it. That was a good question. Very good question. All right, Anthony, go ahead and unmute. Anthony, go ahead and unmute. All right. Let me get to Mark, and then I'll come back to you, Anthony. Mark, go ahead and unmute.
Hey, how you doing, Uncle P?
How are you?
Good. I'm just kind of getting started with this sexy analyst, and I really like it. When you're doing your TP, are you going for that upper trend line, say in this particular case right here with AJ?
Yeah. Like for me, if it was right here, and you know, which she just asked about this one, and you see the price did jump up.
Mhm.
Now it's hitting up against this area right here. You see this resistance, all this resistance?
Yes.
What would you do if you made that much money from here to here? What would you do?
Come on out.
You got it.
And the other issue, okay, yeah, I get that. Now, when I get an alert and it says AJ a buy on a 30-minute and a buy on the 1 hour, I'm still going to the 4 hour, right?
That's what I do all.
To get the bigger picture.
Yeah, you got to, and that's
Okay.
part of what I'm going to be sharing. And it will actually look at my video that I just did this morning. I posted up about best 2024 scalping strategy. Please take a look at that. You'll see exactly what I mean.
Okay, I'm going to do that as soon as we're done. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. All right, cool. All right, let's go ahead and go to, all right, Anthony, let's see if you're working, and then Russell, you're next. And Russell, you'll be the last person. All right, Anthony, go ahead.
Hey, Uncle P, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. I just had a quick question for you. The providers that are part of the copycat trader, is there a limitation to the number of trades they will put on to have open in the copycat?
No, we don't limit that. We just take trades as if it was our own account, which it is, and that's what we do.
Okay, so like for instance, I know sometimes Elvis will put on, you know, a number of the same currency pairs. He might put on 3 trades of the currency pairs, and he says open up different accounts. So I'm not sure how that would affect the copycat.
Yeah, that's up to you how many of his accounts. He's going to have the most accounts because he trades the most of all of us. Out of all of us, he trades the most. So he sends out a lot more trades per week. If you've ever been in a Signals group, you'll know he sends out on average 10, 15 trades a week, right? But because he's sending out so many, you don't want to put all of them on the same account. Get what I'm saying?
Right.
You can break it up individual accounts, which is part of the reason why we have the 3 different accounts that you can switch in between or choose. So you can follow just one of his. You don't have to be in both of them.
Okay, gotcha.
Give it up to you. You decide how many, because so for an example, if he's sending out duplicate trades on this and duplicate trades on that, then guess what? Just decide to trade or follow only one account. It's up to you.
Gotcha. Okay.
He sends out a lot of signals every week. And a lot of people wonder why I backed off on sending out signals myself. That was the reason why. I got somebody who's sending 10 to 15 signals a week. And then here I come with a whole lot more. That doesn't make no sense. That's going to overload people's portfolios. And even if the trades are still active, which we're swing traders by nature, so that means that a lot of people, your leverage that your broker allows you to have, some of the trades you wouldn't even be able to get because, you know, there's so many open trades running. So that's the reason why I backed off and I just let him do his thing more often than me. Okay.
Okay.
So you choose, you know, that's why we give you the list of all the provider accounts, and you can choose, pick and match whichever one you want to float and go with.
Okay.
Or MT5. Yeah, that's why we did that, to give you guys option. It's totally up to you.
Okay, great. That works.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that makes sense. Cool. Thank you, sir. All right, let me get to Russell. Oh, Donna, I got you. Donna, get the last person. I got you, sis. All right, Russell, go ahead. Unmute. Hi, Russell.
Yep.
Hi, I can barely hear you.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me
now? Can't hear you.
I'm muted.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I'm hearing you, but you're real faint. So you got to turn your mic up or something.
Okay, well, I thought Anthony had answered my question, but not quite. Or asked the question.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay, try to talk again.
Yeah, is that any better?
No, I'm trying to turn up my speaker so I can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead and try to ask your question.
On, like Anthony was saying, if I got one account with, say, Dr. Elvis, how do I watched your videos on that, on Copy Trader,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't see a place in there that Dr. Elvis says don't only take 1 or 2 trades per account, and I didn't see any place on there where you could, where to do that. Seen a
Let
percentage.
me be very clear. You can follow his accounts, but it's not going to tell you how many trades it's going to take, because the whole point is you guys want us to trade on your behalf. And so therefore, if Dr. Elvis take 3 trades today, there's going to be 3 trades on your account. If Dr. Elvis take 5 trades on his account, there's going to be 5 trades on yours. So it doesn't have an option to say, I only want 2 of your trades and the rest of them I don't want. Now, the only way you can do that is if you say, okay, Dr. Elvis, you took 2 trades on my account, but I don't want any more for today, then just remove the account out. Just take his out and go through the tutorials, and it shows you how to add a person, how to add a copy your account in, and how to simply hit that red X, and you can just take it back out and you can put it back in later on whenever you want to. So that's the options you can do that way. Does that make sense?
I guess, yeah. We'll have to look at it a little closer.
Just hit the X. If you say, hey, I got more than enough trades for today and I don't want no more, then you can always go in there and actually you can disable. You can, well, don't disable it, because if you have trades running, you want them to still be active. But what you can do is just hit the X and just take any one of our accounts out and say, okay, I don't need no more trades for today. And therefore, whatever trades is in there running at that time, those will be the only ones running. Okay. So just, you can do that as well. But let me be very clear though. If you have running trades, in other words, for an example, Dr. Elvis sent out 2 trades, which by the way, on USD JPY, that was a big winner. Very, 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 very nice trade. Okay. So if you're in that trade and he placed, don't exit that account, because when you don't know when he's going to close it. So if you close out of it, then it won't follow anymore. So in other words, if you have one account of his and it's running with profitable trades, but you don't want any more trades for right now, then you can exit out of the other account that doesn't have any active trades on it by hitting that little X. And again, I went through this, how to add and remove accounts in the tutorials. And it's hard to hear you, so I'm not sure if I'm answering your question correctly or not, but.
I think, like I said, I haven't joined it yet, so I probably haven't gotten that far.
Then that's why your question. Yeah. Why don't you do this? Once you join and go through the tutorials, guarantee you ain't gonna have this question. You'll know exactly what to do, because it's covered in the tutorial.
And I could also do it by, say, a percentage or setting my.
Those are options as well. You can do a percentage. You can do fixed lot sizes. It has a number that's also in the tutorials as well. And in the manual, it has a written manual and a tutorial that goes through all of that. You can do percentages, you can do fixed lot sizes, you can do this, do that. It's all in the simple drop down option that you have available for you. Yeah, that's in the tutorials as well.
Okay, and one last thing, and I got just about $1,000 in my account right now. Is that enough to trade with, or because I'm only gonna be looking at?
Like I said, I'll just choose. Yeah, you can. I mean, that's enough. Now if you're going to follow Miss Jenny and she's trading indices, the answer is no. Don't trade indices accounts with that. And so
no, I won't.
yeah, but as long as you're trading Forex, yeah, you can choose 0.01 lot size, 0.02 lot size. You can choose a small lot size, and and then just do it like that, which is why what I'm suggesting, you can either do a percentage or you can do a fixed lot size option. But all those options are in there. So like I said, when you go through the tutorials, just go through them and you'll see that, oh, Uncle P already covered all this in the tutorials. Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, I just want to make sure I can make enough to justify the $119 a month.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Glad I turned it up. I'm so sorry about that. It's very hard to hear you. All right, cool. All right, Miss Donna in the house. Miss Donna.
Hey, good morning.
Oh no, I got turned down. I can hear you good. Go ahead. It's fine. Good morning.
Sorry.
No. It was, I had to turn the speaker up for him because it was very hard to hear him.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to piggyback on some of the comments of the copier. Well, I know you just mentioned Jenny doing the indices. At the moment, she's not. So that won't be an issue as far as and I think when she does, I guess she'll send something out. But I know right now it's just going to be the Forex and maybe eventually gold.
Yeah.
And then as far as like the accounts, you know, I think they need to understand is, you know, I know Elvis has two, you know, maybe taking one of those accounts, you know, put it on one account. They have up to 3, so they can take his other account number and put it on their other account, so they can, you know, disperse it with across their accounts.
Yes, exactly.
And then like with Miss Jenny's, I know she sent some recommended settings for hers. So if you wanted different settings for the providers, so like for me, I took her recommendations and I just put the copier on. I have like, you know, one tab with yours and Elvis, and then I have another tab with the copier with just hers with her settings. So so you have those options. So I don't want people to think that, you know, it has to be across all of them, you know, just kind of play around with it and you know, hopefully I know people are going to have questions. It's going to be trial and error for a little bit, but so far I think it's going good, and just wanted to see if that helped anybody clarify any questions they had.
Everybody, just so you understand, you can have up to 3 accounts running at the same time. Now, on each account, you can do different settings with the copier. So you can have one copier where it's on a fixed lot size. You can have a second copier that's set on a percentage. You can have a third one that's set on a third option. So each one of the copiers that you have running on each individual account, they can be set individually. They don't have to all fixed lot size and all this. It could be one with this, one with that, and one with that. It's totally up to you guys. So I'm glad you brought that. Yeah.
Correct. And then another issue, some people were having, I heard it in Jenny's class yesterday, and it seemed to may have fixed some people's problems where they had their copier and it wasn't, they weren't getting the trades, and, you know, sometimes it's, you know, it could be from their broker or whatnot, but some of it was being fixed with, I wrote it down where in the settings, it was where is it? Sorry, I had it down. We set it to 0 because, hold on, let me go to my copier and I'll let y'all know really quick. So I have it set to, it was the only copy within, the infinity, I guess that's, the seconds or the minutes, of when like the provider enters the trade, it'll enter the trade right at that moment. So like I have mine set to 0. I've had no issues. Some people may have changed it. So that might help if people aren't getting, because it has to be like within seconds or, you know, a certain amount of time. And if it doesn't pick it up when you guys get it, when you guys place the trade, then it might not pick it up on theirs because it's too late.
Yeah.
So
the things that is if I didn't cover it in the tutorials, then that means leave that part alone, because that means you're messing with settings that it's not necessary, because they call that a latency issue. So by leaving it exactly at the default setting, the only ones I really go over is your fixed lot sizes and stuff like that. You can do these other changes, but when you start messing with that, you're slowing down the amount of time it takes for our copier to send the signal over to their trading platform. So if I didn't cover it in the tutorial, that means leave it alone. And that's part of the problem. People are messing with things, venturing out, checking out things that I never told them to touch because it wasn't necessary. And they start manipulating and messing with things, and then it starts having issues. So if Uncle P didn't cover it in the tutorial, so I didn't say anything about it, then that means just leave it as is.
Okay.
Yeah, leave it as is, because it's there, it's built in there, but you don't really have to touch it. It's already, yeah. We don't want no delays. We want to get it to you guys from the time that we send out the signal. We want it to translate over to your account as quickly as possible. Yeah.
Okay, well, I just wanted to, like I said, go over a few of those, piggyback off of what y'all were discussing.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate you, sis.
No problem.
Right. All right, everybody. Thank you, sis. Have a wonderful day. We're going to wrap this thing up, and I got to go get this computer. Hopefully they can fix it, because every time I turn on, I smell something burning. Ain't that cold? Sis, I don't know what happened, but it is what it is. All right, you guys. Be blessed, and I'll talk to you guys next week.